Assalamu alaikum and good evening. You are watching HumSub.TV and I am Munib Hamid with the news. Army will support and pursue mainstreaming of Fatah, vows General Bajwa. Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa on Wednesday said the Army fully supports the mainstreaming of the federally administered tribal areas, Fatah, according to a statement issued by the military's media wing. According to an inter-services public relations press release, General Bajwa on Wednesday promised a delegation from Fatah that the Army will pursue the process of mainstream Fatah in line with the aspirations of our tribal brothers. Vienna Convention does not apply to spy operations, Pakistan tells ICJ. Pakistan has told the International Court of Justice in a council memorial to the Indian claim that the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations 1963 applies only to the legitimate visitors and does not cover clandestine operations. In its memorial formally filed before the ICJ on Wednesday, Pakistan argued that Indian spy commander Kulbhushan Sudhir Jadev was on an active duty, and the only deduction that one could make was that he was a spy sent inside Pakistan on a special mission to carry out subversive activities. Commander Jadev was captured in Balochistan in March 2016 and he later confessed to his association with Indian Intelligence Agency Research and Analysis Wing RAW and his involvement in espionage and fomenting terrorism in Pakistan. In early 2017, the Field General Court-Martial awarded death sentence to Jadev and it was confirmed by Chief of Army Staff General Qamar Bajwa on April 10 this year. Ayaz Sadiq fears PMLN government will not complete its constitutional term. National Assembly Speaker Ayaz Sadiq on Wednesday said continuity of democratic system was pivotal for strengthening institutions in the country, but expressed fear that he does not see the incumbent assembly completing its tenure. The NA Speaker, however, dismissed any possibility of a martial law being imposed in the country, saying the current situation was worse than the Musharraf regime, but there is no chance of martial law. Trump signs bill that includes $700 million reimbursement for Pakistan. U.S. President Donald Trump has signed into law a $700 billion defense bill that includes up to $700 million to reimburse Pakistan for supporting U.S. military operations in Afghanistan. President Trump put his signature on the sweeping defense policy bill on Tuesday, which also authorizes additional spending on missile defense programs to counter North Korea's growing nuclear weapon threat. The U.S. Congress passed the National Defense Authorization Act 2018 early last month, allowing up to $700 million in coalition support fund for Pakistan as well. But half of this amount has been withheld and can only be released if the U.S. Secretary of Defense certifies that Pakistan is taking demonstrable steps for curbing the Haqqani network. Palestine has the right to East Jerusalem as its capital. Saudi king echoes OIC's declaration. Palestinians have the right to East Jerusalem as their capital, said Saudi Arabia's King Salman on Wednesday during his annual speech outlining his government's priorities for the coming year. The kingdom has called for a political solution to resolve regional crises, foremost of which is the Palestinian issue and the restoration of the Palestinian people's legitimate rights, including the right to establish their independent state with the East Jerusalem as its capital, the king was quoted as saying. Organization of Islamic Cooperation wants East Jerusalem to be Palestine's capital. Islamic leaders on Wednesday urged the world to recognize occupied East Jerusalem as the capital of Palestine, as Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas warned the United States no longer had any role to play in the peace process. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan convened in Istanbul an emergency summit of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, seeking a tough response to the recognition by U.S. President Donald Trump of Jerusalem as Israel's capital. With the Islamic world itself mired in division, the summit fell well short of agreeing any concrete sanctions against Israel or the US. But their final statement declared East Jerusalem as the capital of the State of Palestine and invited all countries to recognize the State of Palestine and East Jerusalem as its occupied capital. They declared President Trump's decision null and void legally and a deliberate undermining of all peace efforts that would give impetus to extremism and terrorism. Israeli Intelligence Minister Yisrael Katz suggests Saudi Crown Prince visit Israel. Israeli Intelligence Minister Yisrael Katz wants Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman to visit. His spokesman said on Wednesday in what would be a historic trip involving two nations with no official diplomatic ties. Israeli leaders have repeatedly spoken of improving ties with the Arab world and hinted at behind-the-scenes cooperation, particularly involving their efforts to limit their common enemy, Iran. Brexit bill. May heads to Brussels after European Union vote lost. Theresa May is due at a summit in Brussels hour after Conservative rebels in the Commons defeated the government in a key Brexit vote. MPs backed an amendment giving them a legal guarantee of a vote on the final Brexit deal struck with Brussels. One rebel, Stephen Hammond, was sacked by the Prime Minister as party vice chairman in the aftermath of the vote. Other EU member states could decide to move forward to trade talks with the UK at their two-day summit. The negotiations are first expected to focus on agreeing a temporary arrangement that would begin as soon as the UK leaves the EU in March 2019. White House contradicts Tillerson on North Korea, adding to confusion. Tillerson said on Tuesday that he was ready to open dialogue with Pyongyang without preconditions, but within a day the White House and State Department had reiterated the administration's hard line, stressing that North Korea must first commit to abandoning its nuclear weapons. The mixed messages mark the third time in recent months that Mr. Tillerson has been publicly at odds with the White House. Speaking at a policy forum in Washington, D.C. on Tuesday, the Secretary of State told the audience, "We've said from the diplomatic side, we're ready to talk any time with North Korea, would like to talk, and we're ready to have the first meeting without preconditions." Netanyahu not impressed by Organization of Islamic Cooperation statement. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said on Wednesday he was not impressed by Muslim leaders' statement on Jerusalem after they urged the world to recognize the city's eastern sector as the capital of Palestine. "We are not impressed by all these statements," Netanyahu said in a speech, saying he believed many countries would follow U.S. President Donald Trump's lead and recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. Alabama election, Trump says Senate loss proves him right. U.S. President Donald Trump has distanced himself from Roy Moore after the Republicans suffered a historic defeat for the party in conservative Alabama. The victory for Democratic Doug Jones narrows the Republican majority in the Senate to 51 to 49, which could complicate Mr. Trump's legislative plans. Mr. Moore's campaign was rocked by allegations of sexual misconduct made by several women, which he denied. Mr. Jones is the first Democrat to win a U.S. Senate seat for Alabama in 25 years. "We got the slap of our times. Palestinian president rejects United States as peace broker." Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas told leaders of Muslim countries on Wednesday that the United States is no longer fit to broker an Israeli-Palestinian peace deal and should be replaced as mediator by the United Nations, outlining a significant policy shift in response to President Donald Trump's recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital. In an impassioned speech at the Organization of Islamic Cooperation's extraordinary summit on Al-Quds and Palestine in Istanbul, Abbas said his people would no longer accept the U.S. as a peace broker, but added that they remain committed to international resolutions which have formed the basis of the process. China meets Australian ambassador amid influence debate. Australia's ambassador to China was summoned to a meeting with Beijing officials last week amid strained ties between the nations. It came 3 days after Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull cited disturbing reports of Chinese influence, among other reasons, in announcing a crackdown on foreign interference. China has denied any such activity. Pakistan to play more cricket matches against stronger teams in new FTP draft. Pakistan are set to play more than 120 tests, ODIs and T20 internationals under the new Future Tours program being finalized by the ICC, including 80% against strong teams and 20% against lowly outfit. According to the initial draft of FTP, Pakistan are to play around 104 matches of all three formats. Besides that, the games would not be part of the FTP during 2019 to 2023. Weather. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country. However, more rain thunderstorm is expected at isolated places in Malacca Division, Upper Fata, Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. Foggy conditions are likely over plain areas of Punjab and Upper Sindh during morning hours. And that's all for now. For more news and updates, keep watching HumSub TV. Take care. Please subscribe to HumSub TV and hit the notification icon on the screen to get the latest updates of our channel. Thank you for watching HumSub TV.